What is up, guys? Today we are back again. Today's day number 19 of the speed run. I'm excited. I got my big mic on, got the really serious mic on, got this pajama shirt on. I paid a pretty penny for this. I paid like $20, which is quite a lot for Brazil. It came with some nice pajama pants though. But anyway, long story short, I think I'm like 900 at the moment. 878, we're gonna get it up there. We're gonna get it going. We're playing I'm Keimke, and yeah, as usual, some things literally never change. I have not put the sound down. Okay, here we go. Here we go. F4, knight f6. Let's play knight f3. The classic. Yeah, just waiting around here. Just hanging around. If he plays g6, we'll play c4. If he plays d5, we'll revert back to the normal with e3. If they play e6, we could play e6. I think e3 would be best. Yeah. This guy is eating up at the clock. d6. So d4 is definitely okay here. I like c4 though. The idea is I want to just completely occupy the center with all these pawns. We're going for a really classic structure in which f4 is just the perfect move. The perfect move for the perfect setup. The perfect setup for the perfect day. e5, that's interesting. I'll just snatch the pawn. I'm just gonna take that pawn. Could play queen d4. Queen d4 would win a pawn back. I don't see what else it would do. I had a great day. What did I do? I didn't do that much. Yeah, what did I do exactly? I thought I did a lot. I felt like I did a lot. I was very busy. But did I get anything done? Okay, so here d4 looks good, but then I'm creating some weaknesses here, which could be a problem. We could also play d3 and e4. That looks much more sound, honestly. It's gonna take him a while to crunch on the structure with f5, so let's go for that. d3, e4 coming shortly. Knight g4. Knight g4 could be a little annoying, but yeah, actually, what is my plan if knight g4? e4, knight g4. I want to play d4, but then he takes on e4. That is a wild position. Honestly, I think I need to watch out for knight g4 at the moment. I'm going to play knight c3 first. The idea with knight c3 is that I am preparing e4, but if he goes for knight g4, then I can play d4 and block his bishop out. All right, knight c6. He has a lot of compensation. We're playing a strong player here. This guy has a menacing amount of compensation. And I mean menacing. Knight g4 is extremely annoying. Knight g4 is unbelievably annoying. I guess I'll play bishop g5 here. I'm going for the pin. h6 forces my bishop to a worse square, and then his bishop can occupy e3. Is this guy using a computer? I'd be very impressed if he's using a computer. That takes a lot of guts to use a computer against Big Bird from Taiwan. The biggest bird in all of Taiwan. Bishop g4? I never know if they're using computers or not, honestly. I just don't know. Let me play e4, though. I'm going to play bishop e2, eventually get my pieces out. I guess if I have to locate where the mistake was, probably here I should have just played d4 and not tried to get this perfect structure. I didn't realize how annoying this bishop was going to be lasering through here. Nice though. This is looking like a good position. A very fine position here. a6. How am I going to get my pieces out? If I could just get my king out. Just let me get my king out and everything will be good. Let me play h3. Force this bishop to take a decision. If he goes bishop h5, I can wall him in. Pull the classic wally. I don't even have to explain myself at this point. I probably said that 5 times. I'm just going with it. If anyone asks, it's about the Disney movie. Big old Disney movie. Let's play g4. Force this bishop back further. Bishop goes back. In that position, I need to be a bit careful of knight e4. Knight e4 is just unleashing a pressure cooker. It's really important, you know, knight e4, I take his queen. He's going to take this. He's going to get a lot of tricks, so it's really important here just to play bishop e2 to shield this. Yeah, this looks fine. My king is going to gradually get out. We're getting out, people. It's time to go. Yeah, suffice to say, suffice it to say, this is gonna take me literally forever, I'm realizing. Like, if these games are taking like 15 minutes each, this is literally gonna take like 5 years to do this speed run. Like half of me wants to play this just for lols. Like my king would go to F3, but of course it's not good to play for lols, it's good to play for kicks. So let's play king F1. King is going to G2. Everything should be okay here. Bishop is completely walled in. Yeah, the speedrun is going to take literally forever. I had a great day though. I'm happy to say I had some steaks. I was going... A really funny story, honestly. There's only one Outback Steakhouse in town.
It's a thing. At Outback Steakhouse, you get all the mood of the Outback with none of the inconvenience.
And I don't know if like you guys would sympathize with this, but the blooming onion that they have at Outback Steakhouse is just so scrumptious. It's so succulent, this blooming onion. And you know, it comes with that special spicy sauce. It's just delicious. It's crisp. It's the fresh taste of Poland Spring. But anyway, to get back to what I'm saying, there's only one Outback Steakhouse in town, and it's really far uptown, so I have to get like a 10-minute Uber. I get a 10-minute Uber to go up to this mall, very north in Joinville, over in this place called Shopping Garden. And I'm on my way to Outback Steakhouse, but then, you know, I was starting to think, like, what would the boys be saying if they knew I was going to Outback Steakhouse just to eat a bloomin' onion? And so in the end, I walked past a really good restaurant. This was like another steakhouse, not Outback Steakhouse. And it also wasn't this other one named Madero. It was a third one. I don't know the name of it, but it had fantastic steaks. I ended up getting like this enormous plate of mignon, a salad, very healthy stuff, guys. I'm being a very healthy a very health conscious guy now. Really, really delicious meal. Fantastic meal. Bill comes and it's only like $17 for 5 filet mignons. Fantastic. One of the best lunches I've ever had. I guess the queen is trapped here. Queen G5, H4. The queen is a goner. All right, H4, that should be the end of it. The queen is dead. Cannot go literally anywhere. Best idea is Queen E3 to try to get a rook for the queen. That's actually another cool instance though. If Queen E3, I'll take and then I'll lock his bishop in with D4. I'm gonna play Queen D3 and take the bishop as well. We're taking pieces here, people. We're taking pieces and we're taking ELO. Because this is the bird speedrun. Really nothing to talk about here. I'm just waiting for him to resign. Queen is completely stifled at the moment. The queen is stifled. The queen is stifled. The knight is hemmed in. Don't even get me started on this bishop.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules. Just right.
Man, I'm honestly exhausted, but I'm exhausted. Doing the videos is taking some time, but as you guys have probably noticed, I've started adding in edits again, and those are really fun to do. I'm learning a bit about editing. I'm getting better with just being creative, getting an intuition behind when to place certain clips in, and yeah, I'm really excited. I think in the very long term, like in the far future when I don't have to worry about money, I'm probably going to move away from teaching lessons. And this is in a future when my bird course has been published, mind you. I could easily see myself just going into film because I really love film. Back when I was in Paraguay with Kevin, all we did was talk about films, pretty much. We talked about films. We talked about some other stuff like philosophy, but mostly we talked about film. Kevin also really loves film. And yeah, film is really cool. A really big film guy. I was just in I was just in this mall after I had the steaks. I was walking around, and there was a blue-haired girl at a kiosk. These girls here in Brazil, they all have neon hair pretty much. You can see all colors of the rainbow here in Brazil. And I was talking to her because she was at this kiosk and I didn't understand what it was. And she had explained to me that actually there's a film school here in Joinville. Apparently I can just walk in. Apparently, like, no one is going to check my ID or anything. So assuming I have time in my schedule, I'm literally just going to waltz into this this film school pretty much. And hopefully they don't kick me out. I think it would be fun. I took a few film classes back when I was in college. Like, man, I'm so old now. College was 12 years ago. Yeah, back when I was in college, I took some film classes, and that was really fun. So big film buff here. I would love to dedicate the second half of my life to film. Film, maybe music, but most likely film. I really, really love videos. Okay, so this guy, I've just been talking for 3 minutes, haven't I? He left? He abandoned the game? That's so rude. I'm gonna report him. I'm gonna report him for cheating. Stalling, not cheating. I don't want to get Big Vlad involved. All right, let's go. It's time to go. Time to get another game. Okay, GU Chess BR. Brazil. Brazil, Brazil. Gonna show my Brazil pride. I spelled it the wrong way though. They spell it Brasil. He's about to get tossed by the bird though. Amizaji's fly out the window when the bird is on the line, if you know what I mean. Amizade means friendship in Portuguese. Very cool word. Really, really lovely language. Easily the best language on earth. Okay, honestly, maybe not. That's not easy, but I think it's definitely first. It's slightly ahead of Italian. It's slightly ahead of French. Tons of cool languages out there, but in terms of like the most beautiful sounds, the most beautiful sound profile, the variation of the vowels, it just takes the cake. Really fantastic language. Unfortunately, they only speak it in a few countries. They speak it in Portugal, Brazil. No, they actually speak it in quite a few countries. They speak it in a lot of countries in Africa, Angola, Mozambique, to name a few. They also speak it in Macau. Macau, of all places, that Chinese casino island. I really love Portuguese. That actually reminds me, I really want to go to Macau. Because if I go to Macau, I could try to use some Mandarin that I know, because I do know a lot of Mandarin, but I also speak Portuguese. And I'm a huge fan of languages. I don't know exactly like where my life is leading at the moment, but I know I love languages. I know I love film. I'm not sure where exactly this is going to lead. But, you know, for the moment, I'm just working on developing great courses. So on the one hand, like actually making a course itself is unbelievably uncomfortable. You're pretty much just stuck in your pajamas in front of your computer like 10 hours a day for like 3 months straight, just making variations, checking them with the computer, making sure they're understandable. It's a very tiring process, but like the end result is that you produce something really nice that is going to help a lot of people. And also it's going to make a lot of money, which is good. But in terms of passion, I don't really get passionate about that. Money definitely gets me a little passionate because money means I can travel, but it's not something I want to be doing forever. I've already established I want to make this bird course, well, it's already made. I want to have done this bird course and maybe have done like 6 other courses to have 8 courses in total. And the plan is after that, I will have more or less contributed everything I can in terms of my knowledge and my skill set, the way I view the game. Okay, what is happening here? I'm just going to keep pushing this bishop around. Let's play a3. This mic is really weighing down on my neck. It's quite uncomfortable. I really hope that that y'all are enjoying the crisp, clear taste of GM Raven audio, because it's getting very uncomfortable. I feel like my neck is going to develop a rash at some point. I need to just start wearing an undershirt. An undershirt would put, yeah, an undershirt would do the job exactly. It would put a buffer in between the microphone and my skin. All right, yeah, let me sit up. Let me at least sit up. If I sit up, then it's not going to be directly on me. Yeah, for the next videos, I'm going to definitely, for the next videos, I'm going to have an undershirt on and it's not going to be rubbing against my neck. Because this is hella uncomfortable. Let's play c4 here. Speaking of uncomfortable, let's wall this bishop in. This is a very classic idea. If they cannot play c5 and you're able to get a stone wall, often just try to bum rush them with c4, c5. It's going to be the way to go. Let's play bishop a4. I'm not giving him a trade. This is no tips Tuesday. You ain't getting a trade, buddy. I'm going to push c5 soon. c5, if the bishop goes to a5, it might be getting trapped there. It's really out of squares. Something like knight d2, knight c4 would work. All right, let's play c5. Extremely uncomfortable position at the moment. Now, the only question is, how do I get a knight to c4? All right, he's going back there, but his bishop is just going to be buried alive then. In this type of position, I just need to figure out a way to break through. He's put a pawn here. Do I need to pay any attention to that pawn? I guess if I take, he's playing knight d5 and I have a knight hanging and a pawn hanging. So yeah, this isn't that comfortable. I'll play knight d2. He really has nothing to do though. I'm just going to play knight c4, knight e5. Looks like he's completely lost. h3, g3, he has no attack here. I hope the mailman comes and delivers the news that he has literally no pieces around my king. That's the way chess works. If you got no pieces around my king, I ain't got no problems. And it's time to go.
FTV Claude, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!
Knight h5. Let's play knight e5 now. Knight e5 this is the time to do it. It's time to go, people. Attacking this. We also got some pressure here. Gonna take here. This is a disaster for him already. He takes, I guess I take here. If he takes here, there's no way that trick works. I could just hide my king on h1, for instance. Another idea is after takes, I think I actually should take this. Then queen d7, I play knight e4, and he's about to get bamboozled on f6. This bishop. Leave an RIP in the comments for that bishop. That bishop is a goner. It's time to go. Okay, he's taken on g3. I guess the mailman did not deliver the news that he has no attack. King h2, just attack the rook. He's out of pieces. He doesn't have enough pieces. This pawn is his worst nightmare. He would love the pawn to be out of the way. Yeah, right after this recording, I'm fixing my shirt and dealing with this because this is so uncomfortable. This is unbelievably uncomfortable. All right, let's start by taking with the check. King c6, I'm going to mate him. He has a very tough question to answer here. He's still not even threatening anything at the moment. Rook g2, king h1, even if he plays rook g2, king h1, queen g3, I think knight f3 holds everything together. All right, what am I going to do here? Let me play queen f1. He plays rook check, but no, the rook check doesn't do anything. Rook check does nothing. It's time to go. This is a wild position. Rook check, king h1, queen g3. He's threatening mate, but I'm also threatening mate. This is going to be a complete mess. If he takes here, he's completely lost though. Queen g3, check here, check here, check here, check here, check here. I think I'm winning there. Yeah, I can play, what is it? Check here, check here, check, and finally mate.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Let me know in the comments, guys. I hope that was helpful. I hope you all understood what I was talking about. I'll show it after the analysis. Let's just play knight e4 here. He just retreated. You can't retreat against the bird, buddy. That's no man's land if you retreat. The bird is an opening for gentlemen and pirates. If you're not one of those, get out of the bird arena. Because it's time to go. Throw the knight to d6. This has to be over. Knight f6 also should be over. Knight f6, king f8, knight h7. And yeah, and then queen f7. Oh, sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, queen f7 is just mate. I'm going through this very elaborate process just to bring my queen to the square it can go immediately. Yeah, I'm counting down the minutes until I can take this microphone off. I have got to get the undershirt. Where's the undershirt? Give me the undershirt. Okay, here, let's throw in a check. Throwing in a check, king goes to f8. We're throwing in a check this way, attacking the rook. This guy is in the cabbage patch. Resignation has to be coming shortly. It's time to go. Okay, here we go. Takes, that's mate. Yeah, so let me show you guys the checkmate. That would have been so interesting. That's such a shame that he didn't do it. Queen g3, he's threatening like 5 different mates here, so I have to be very careful. I have to check, 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 and I need to just I need to figure out a way. I need to maneuver my queen into the cabbage patch. So I have to play c6 here. If king e7, then this is going to be mate, which is a really beautiful mate. And back here, if he takes, I got to do a little jujitsu, force the king over a bit more, and finally this is mate. So I was hoping that this would be the way the game ends, but it's not. With that being said, my microphone is getting unbelievably uncomfortable. I'm going to end this video here. Day number 19. We're currently at 894 on the cusp of 900. I'm going to be back for day number 20 in the same exact clothing, but with an undershirt. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye then.